Alright, what is going on, guys? My name is Leon Master. Welcome back to another Overwatch League news video, and today, guys, it has finally happened. What we've been waiting for. We knew it was going to happen sometime this week, and has finally been released, and we're probably going to get a statement probably moments after this is uploaded, but who knows what's going to happen. We're going to go over the release, the new leak of them signing Second Wind. We're going to go over the potential players they're going to sign and not sign. We're going to go over my predictions of the team, and we're also going to go over a little, let's say in quotation marks, a leak that I have no clue what's from. He says he doesn't have that good of a background in his leaks either, but there's some reasonable things that's in there. Anyways, to start off with the first thing, we got Vancouver Titans tweeting out a letter to our fans, and as you guys obviously already know what's probably in there, it is them speaking about their previous seasons, and obviously with the COVID-19 going on, and all their players are now off the team. And that obviously means they're going to get new ones and maybe in a couple of hours, or are going to tweet out about them because they probably had them for a week now at this point. Then moments after this tweet happens, ESPN Esports tweets this out: the Vancouver Titans have released their Overwatch League roster. The team announced today. Sources tell the ESPN the Titans will sign the roster of the Contenders team Second Wind in their place. So if you don't know, Second Wind recently won the Contenders season. That has been pretty recent. I am pretty sure it was the beginning of this year, and they won. But I do gotta say, Contenders, that was probably not the highest level of play. This was at the moment where a lot of people started to retire, a lot of academy teams went away, a lot of people just didn't really care for Contenders anymore. But in general, I do gotta say, Second Wind has been an average, pretty top tier kind of org, I guess you could say in a certain way, or just a team in general. The staff they have always finds great players that always end up going to the Overwatch League. Like, no matter what, if you go to Second Wind right now and scroll down to their previous players, they've always had players that end up going to Overwatch League or to an academy team. They've had good backgrounds of who the players they sign and get. Now, there is some issues with this, because if you guys don't know, you need an 8-player roster to be in the Overwatch League, and if you look at the Second Wind roster, I did end up going through 3 rosters that we're going to talk about. We're going to talk about the Second Wind roster, we're going to talk about the Third Impact roster, the Team Doge roster, and Genji roster. We're going to talk about all those rosters because they are been rumored, and obviously Second Wind is the official one so far. So I did a little cool thing here, I guess you could say, with Second Wind, but here it is on screen. As you see, the organization, I put all of it in green because it's most likely going to be there. Maybe the head coach and then Wheats and Flubby will be in there. I don't know about Justin, but I feel like it's smart to bring the entire Second Wind org in general, just everything. Then you see the players. I have Caden, Shredlock, Dalton, Hygen, and Rolf. If you guys don't know who Hygen is, he's also Galuge. We'll talk about him later. But as you can see, Ice is yellowed out because I don't know if they will sign him or not, because he does turn 18 in July, and that's just all for Vancouver. They want to sign Iced or not, but then again, like I said, up to them. He's in yellow. Then Ultraviolet and Speed Elite are in red because they can't be signed. They're 16, they're underage, they won't be turning 18 for a while or this year at all. So that leaves 5 players that they're signing from the Second Wind roster, and potentially 6. So I ended up going to other rosters that we are also going to be talking about. It is Third Impact, and here's the roster on screen right now. I'm not going to do any organization because I think they're just going to do the Second Wind organization. So you can see I have Zolik, highlighted in green, and then you have Decod and Icy in yellow, and Tayo in red, because he even said himself that he's probably not going to end up in Vancouver Titans, even if he's rumored to join. And the other 2 players, I have no clue. I don't know their playstyle at all. I don't see them getting signed though in general. But either way, the reason I have Zolik in green, because in Second Wind, they don't have a main support that is available to play. So I looked at Zolik, and Zolik previously, when he did Team Canada tryouts, Zolik was probably way better than Banny in my opinion. Obviously Banny ended up getting the job, but I think Zolik is honestly very Overwatch League level, and I would love to see him be on this team, and let's see what he can do. Then you have Decod and Icy. The reason they're yellowed out is because I genuinely like Decod a little bit more, I think, because the reason why I say that is because he's had a lot more experience than Shredlock. Then again, Shredlock needs that experience, but then again, we don't know. Shredlock has his performances on Second Wind, Decod does as well. Icy, I'm mostly putting Icy here because obviously Kaluge is, passed, but then again, Kaluge is probably not like that anymore. He's probably completely different. As you guys don't know, Kaluge, Hygen, as you guys know him now, said many things that he probably shouldn't have said in ranked and just in general, and it was just a bad show for Hygen. Hopefully he's learned from that. Hopefully he doesn't talk like that to other people again. But if he gets signed, I think if I was Vancouver Titans or Luminosity, I guess they would say, I would love to sign a backup off tank just in case if he does this again. Then you got Team Doge, and this one's kind of a half and half. You have 3 players who I don't think are going to be signed: Salieri, then you have OJ and Afox. Then again, you look at the other 3 players I have in yellow is Kevster, Onigod, and Finzi. I would genuinely love to see Onigod, but I think Dalton's also very good, and he's shown great performances non-stop. Onigod, I love to see him as a backup, but I just don't think it's possible. Kevster, it's same thing goes there. I don't think it's possible as well. Finzi, I would love to see Finzi on this team, but I don't see it happening. I know it's kind of weird me going over those teams, but I just wanted to go over those teams that have been rumored to be in talks with Vancouver Titans and see what are the potential options. And we have one more team that was also rumored. It is Genji, and this one's pretty easy to break down. So here's the team on screen. You only have 3 optional players here. You have Oberon. Yeah, me coming back, editing this video, by the way, and moments after I finished recording this, literally a minute later, Oberon was released from Genji. So wipe that off the table now. And you guys predict in the comments. What do you guys think is going to happen? I'll see y'all okay. Wuya and Weekheed. Now, I think Wuya and Oberon are perfect for this team. Weekheed, I don't know, I'll leave that up for the Vancouver Titans team. And the reason I'm putting this here is because there's a very, very strong rumor said that they were going to sign 2 Korean players, and I found these 2 Korean players, and they would be perfect for the team. I think Shredlock and Hagen are alright, but I think when you look at Oberon and Wuya, I think they're a way better duo than the second win duo. Then when you have these 2 with the potential second win roster, I think you have a absolute great team that they could build around here. Especially Wuya, he's been great all the time. He's had Overwatch League experience and probably helped the younger players in second wind. Let's see what Wuya can do. Now there was a release from Genji Esports not that long ago. His name was B9, I think, or something like that. He does play off sport. I could potentially see him, come over Rolf. I do gotta say, Rolf, as long as it's been taking him to get in the Overwatch League, I think he deserves to be in the Overwatch League. He hasn't really impressed me that much in contenders at all. I think he was one of the more weaker off sports in contenders. Then again, I could be wrong. Maybe he's had better performances. I just never saw it. But I think this one's still an option they could choose, but we'll see. And I do want to say before I go on even more, yes, it does suck that the Vancouver Titans players are gone, but it genuinely looks like they're happy they're not on that team anymore. And I love when I see that, because players, if they're not happy where they are, and when they're happy when they leave, that means something with the organization that they're with. And whatever team they go to in the future, I hope they are going to a great team, because there is rumors that they're already going to teams. All the Korean teams are off the table though. Apparently IDK and XE has said these things in tweets. You'll see them everywhere. But the Korean teams are off the table for these players, and almost every team wants the Vancouver Titans players, and that obviously makes sense. I just wanted to say that before I see a comment saying, wow, you just went over the Vancouver Titans players and you didn't care about them at all. I do really care about them. Obviously, they're not on a team anymore. They will find one most likely, or if anything, they'll probably take a break for a little bit, then come back to the Overwatch League. Now in the next part of this video, I want to go over something a little fun I've never done before. It is Leon Master team predictions. I basically just predicted what the Vancouver Titans team is going to end up looking like. Maybe in a couple of hours when this video is uploaded. But here we go. Let's go and talk about the main tanks for the first second. And the main tanks I predict is obviously Shredlock and Oberon. I am going to put all the second win players down that are eligible to play. And I think Oberon, because of the huge rumor, just a very strong rumor of 2 Koreans playing on this team, I'd love to see Oberon come in. And I want you guys to keep in mind I'm playing around an 8-team roster, not a 6, not a 7. I'm trying to think of 8 players. Then up to the off tanks, it's obviously again Hagen and Wuya. I love to see all 4 of these be on the team. You have Shredlock and Hagen synergy, and you also have Oberon and Wuya synergy. If someone's ever sick, you don't want to have that synergy messed up, so you bring the other 2 in. I think it would fit well, but then again, they'll probably find a little balance between how good these are. Maybe Shredlock and Wuya will be good. Maybe Oberon and Hagen will be good. But I think in general, Oberon and Wuya would be good, but these are rumored. Then again, the solid ones are going to be Shredlock and Hagen. Then the only hit scan DPS that they are available to use is Dalton. I think Dalton's definitely Overwatch League level, and I think he'll do very good in the scene with Overwatch League, change a lot of games, to their team's advantage. He's going to be like maybe a Corey on this team, where Corey pops off so much on the Justice. I think Dalton's going to be like this in the new Vancouver Titans, and I'd love to see what he does later on, because I think Dalton's a great player. I think he's going to bring a lot of fans to this team. Now to the flex DPS, the only one that's available for them, it is Kaden, and I checked back on second win VODs. Kaden was not the main player for second win, it was more speedily, so I don't really have a comment on Kaden that much. Obviously he's played every now and then, but not as much as speedily. I don't know what to say about him, but he's most likely going to be the flex DPS. But then again, they could sign that Korean player that I don't know about. Like I said, 2 Korean players. Then the main support, because they obviously don't have one on second wind, I am predicting Zolik. It could be anyone else. There is a leak in quotation marks that we're going to talk about later that it could end up being Paintbrush. If they are going to sign an Overwatch League main support, I'd love to see Fire as well. Paintbrush is great as well. I also like Zolik, but if you want to bring some new players in, I definitely recommend Zolik. Then you have the off support. It is obviously going to be Rolf, and that's the only off support they have. That's the only off support I see potentially getting. Obviously B9 could be one because they recently released them, but other than that, I think it's going to be Rolf as the off support. So I think that's going to be the full team right there. You have main tanks for Shredlock and Oberon, off tank Hagen and Wuya, hit scan DPS, Dalton, flex DPS, Kaden, main support Zolik, and off support Rolf. And when I look at this team, if you are running the roster of Oberon, Wuya, Dalton, Kaden, Zolik, Rolf, I think they could be a below average team as it stands right now. I do think they could beat the Boston Uprising, potentially the Washington Justice, but then from there, I don't know. If I look at this team, the weakest point would definitely be the supports and also the flex DPS. I think you got a good 3 players here of Auberon, Wooyah, Dalton. If Auberon and Wooyah are going to be on this team, I think those are a pretty strong 3. But the other 3, I think they would need to step up. I think Zola could step up, but we'll just need to see how they end up coming together. Now let's talk about this leak on Reddit. I don't know if I'm going to take this one very seriously. I would say take it with a grain of salt. Take it with the biggest rumor you've ever heard, because I've never seen a rumor like this done before on Reddit. But here it is on screen right now from leak account 9. We've never seen this guy before, but he writes this out. I'm not a super reliable source of leak history, but I confirm the Vancouver roster will apparently be this with the Titans roster: Shredlock, Caden, Dalton, Paintbrush, Rolf, Huygen. The roster will be announced sometime tomorrow, which would be a couple of hours from my video. Also, Janu joined Boston, I think. If not, it will be Icy. So when I look at this, he's already wrong in certain ways. He listed 6 players, not 8, because you need 8 to be an Overwatch League team, and obviously Vancouver Titans need to rush for that 8 before a game comes up, and they're coming in. And Jano to Boston, I don't see Jano taking that contract. If he does, poor man. Can we salute this man, please? Because I don't know why he chose that contract. I'd love to see Icy, though. I think Icy's very underrated when it comes to the contender scene. I think he could definitely be good in replacing Brucein on the Boston Uprising. But then again, you're going to a team that needs many more changes than an off-tank upgrade. Anyways, guys, that's going to be for me. I hope you enjoyed. Don't forget to join my Discord down below. Also, don't forget to follow my Twitter and my Twitch. And don't forget to hit that bell. And don't forget to leave a like, comment, and subscribe down below. And I'll see you guys on the next one.